Just like the sword for the samurai, the Athame is an extension of the magician's will. Now, I recently got this particular Athame. It has a Mjolnir Thor's hammer on one end, and it's kind of a Scottish dirk on the other. And it is wrapped in leather. So your Athame should always be something that really has significance for your own will, your own spirit. And you'll have a number of Athames if you're a magician over the years that you practice magic or the years that you work with the gods. You'll have a number of different Athames unless you really find yourself attached to one. So, another one that I have that I've very much associated with working with the dead, as I've left it in graveyards after doing workings with spirits, and I've also covered in grave dirt and done various workings in regards to various spirits, or also just extensions of myself and my own spiritual energy, my own life force within my body, making it an extension of myself in that way, which all Athame should be. But this is a fairly old Athame, and it's made from a railroad spike. One of the reasons why I really got attached to this one is that, I deal with a lot of spirits and gods that have to do with gateways, whether it be Papa Legba or Thor and his relationship to the rune Thursaz. There's always these passages of travel that I work with the gods and the spirits through, and I recognize those gateways and communicate with them through those gateways. This Athame, and it has a Vulknut with the runes, the Elder Futhark runes around it on the sheath. This particular Athame is short. Usually you want your Athames very, straight and very long so that you can direct energy more efficiently. You can direct energy more, grandiosely. It's a lot of magic is ritual oriented. So it's easier to have a ritual oriented Athame if it's longer, straighter, and thus can direct your energy. This one being shorter, kind of like a Scottish dirk, and having leather wrapped around the handle. And then we have the Mjolnir at the end. This one, it may not feel like it's as powerful as some of the other Athames that I have, but the fact that it was given to me by a family member makes it more significant. Just like a friend giving me this Mjolnir that I wear around my neck makes it more significant. More tied to me, not just because of its shape, not just because of its significance, but because of its karmic ties to me. If somebody gives you a gift, if somebody gives you, a Mjolnir, or somebody gives you an Athame, you're tying in multiple people's karmas to that gift and the transaction that they're trying to give you, or the significance of that symbol that they are imparting to you. That way, you're tying in the karmas of the people who wanted this gift to be useful for you as an individual, for you as a practitioner, for you as a magician. And the thing about having, Mjolnir at the bottom of this Athame, which, it's a dagger, but I'm making it an Athame, is when you have it up, you're pointing towards the gods, and then when you have the Mjolnir at the bottom, you're bringing down the power of the gods. So the point up and the Mjolnir at the bottom does have its own ritual and symbolic significance. So every symbol attached to a dagger or even a talisman or a necklace, they all have to have special significance and importance to you as an individual. If they don't, then they either have to be forged by you or they have to be very specifically understood by you in order for multiple ties to reality to tie into how you use that item, how you use that Athame, how you use that talisman. It definitely becomes a process of, how much of my being, how much of my commitment to this practice, how much of my connection to my friends and family is tied into this tool, this magical tool, in this case, an Athame. And then the more karmic ties that you have to these various implements or various tools, the more the more powerful that they are in reality. Because if it's not just you tied into the actions that you take with this Athame or this ritual tool, it's not just tied into you, but it's tied into other people's gift and hopes for you, then you'll find your magic more effective. And that's why I work with the runes quite a bit. I mean, that's not the only reason, but one of the reasons why I work the runes so much and I've really felt their power is that the runes, the Elder Futhark runes, to be specific, and that's calling upon the gods, which I just drew that randomly, which is very appropriate. The Elder Futhark runes are often called the gods of the gods. They are the fabric of reality in which the gods were born. And if the gods were born in the intersections of these various runes, these various Elder Futhark runes, or other runes, other symbols, and other traditions, then that is the dirt of possibility from which your own workings can spring. Because these runes, they might not look like anything that would immediately catch the eye, Thurasaz, or Pertho. It may not look like something that catches the eye immediately. You may not see like, oh, okay, well, that's a symbol that I recognize. That's a symbol that I can connect with. But if you understand the history behind it, Pertho it being like a gambling cup or a dice rolling cup, then you start to realize its significance as an initiation rune, or a rune that connects you to the path that you're walking and giving that extra push into the path that you're walking into a new phase of your life. So even though it's very rigid and very simplistic, these runes can really become foundational for your spiritual practice if you're willing to relate to them on a more subconscious level than just like their regular form. Their regular form is just a guidepost. It is not how you should relate to them in their completeness or their complete serviceability for your own spiritual path. But we have to really look at why we have our magical implements, what they can do for us, and how they tie us to our gods, to our spirits, and who we are. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been interesting. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, shoot them down in the comment section below on YouTube. I'd love to hear them. At any rate, I want all of you to have a good day.